Urgent Dog Pound fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Dog Pound news. And don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. Broncos trade idea moves out of first round with Browns for Shedeur Sanders. While the odds of the Denver Broncos trading up are unlikely, there is still room for the Broncos to move down in the draft. This trade idea has the Cleveland Browns moving back up into the first round for their quarterback of the future. This trade idea has the Broncos sending pick number 20 to the Browns for picks number 33 and number 67. For this trade idea to work, the scenario would have Colorado Buffalo's quarterback Shedeur Sanders falling to the Broncos' selection. In that scenario, the Browns jump in front of the Pittsburgh Steelers to take their quarterback of the future in Sanders. The Browns are most likely to take Travis Hunter in round 1 and would pair him up with his college quarterback in this trade idea. Meanwhile, the Broncos move to the top of the second round and would still have plenty of options. Ohio State running back TreVeyon Henderson has a strong connection to Denver and is likely to be available at pick number 33. Henderson would replace Javonte Williams and would be a great fit in the Broncos offense. This trade idea would most likely net the Broncos a running back they would consider at 20th overall, 13 picks later, while also adding pick number 67 at the beginning of the third round. During the Broncos pre-draft press conference, Broncos head coach Sean Payton and general manager George Paton were asked about the possibility of trade discussions. Paton answered a question about those trade discussions, and he said that trade discussions will pick up during draft week. George Paton said there's been a lot of calls this week about trading up or down. More serious talks next week. Mike Kliss, 9 News.
Mike Kliss, 9 News, April 17, 2025. The Broncos are likely to have fluid trade discussions throughout the draft, and with the potential fall of Sanders, the Broncos could be a prime trade-up spot in the draft.
Picking right before the Steelers, a team with major question marks at quarterback, the Broncos are likely to get a lot of attention at 20th overall. This trade idea has the Browns moving ahead of their division rival for a quarterback as the Broncos move down to 33rd overall while picking up pick number 67. At pick number 33, they would still be within range of plenty of their top options while picking up an important third-round pick. It would give the Broncos picks number 33, number 51, no, 67, and no, 85 on day 2 of the 2025 NFL Draft. In a draft with a lot of starting caliber players on day 2, it would be a great move for the Broncos. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Dog Pound news, to you it's very important that you leave a like on this video, thanks. Now let's get back to the news. Browns predicted to trade $57 million Pro Bowler after NFL Draft. The Cleveland Browns have had one of the best interior offensive lines in the NFL for years, but that may soon be coming to an end. Offensive guards Wyatt Teller and Joel Bitonio, both multiple-time Pro Bowlers and All-Pro selections, are each entering the final year of their respective contracts in 2025. Cleveland already has an expensive roster and must focus on getting younger and cheaper at key positions, now absent the luxury of paying big money to keep aging stars on the roster who represent greater financial risk due to possible injuries or declines in performance. Teller is 30 years old and entering his 8th professional campaign in 2025, the final year on his $57 million contract. Pro Football Sports Network predicted Teller as the Browns' most likely trade candidate ahead of the 2025 season, naming 3 NFC teams that would be prime candidates for his services. Any move wouldn't come until after the draft when teams see how their starting offensive line shakes out. The Browns wouldn't save cap room unless they trade Teller after June 1st anyway, at which point they'd save $7 million in cap room this year while taking on $19. $2 million in dead money through 2028. The Seattle Seahawks and Minnesota Vikings both. Ranked in the bottom 5 in pressures allowed from guards last year and could immediately plug Teller in as a starter, the Dallas Cowboys were among the best teams in pass protection from guards, but lost future Hall of Famer Zach Martin to retirement. Teller could immediately step in as Martin's successor at right guard. Browns have several major decisions to make in NFL Draft. Cleveland's roster is something of a mess heading into the draft, and how next week's 7 rounds play out will have a profound impact on the direction the team takes in 2025. In turn, the success of next season could determine the futures of head coach Kevin Stefanski and general manager Andrew Berry with the franchise. The Browns own the number 2 pick in the first round, and despite needing a relatively inexpensive and long-term solution at the quarterback position, which the top of the draft is perfect for, Cleveland appears to be leaning toward cornerback wide receiver and reigning Heisman Trophy winner, Travis Hunter. Browns predicted to trade for Ole Miss QB Jackson Dart. ESPN's Mel Kiper Jr. and Field Yates authored an alternating 3-round mock draft on April 15th, in which they predicted that the Browns will, in fact, select Hunter second overall. They then projected that Cleveland will trade back into the first round, sending the naused 33 and 67 overall picks in 2025 to the Washington Commanders in return for pick nose 29 and 128. Kiper and Yates then predict the Browns will draft Ole Miss quarterback Jackson Dart with the 29th pick. The Browns can't risk the New York Giants leapfrogging them from the top of the second round, so they could make their own aggressive move up, Yates wrote. Dart would fill out the Browns' quarterback room with Deshaun Watson out Achilles, joining Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco. Hez accurate and mobile with a big arm, and by getting him in round 1, Cleveland would have a 5th-year option on Dart, too. Analyst names 2 teams that could trade for Browns' number 2 pick. The last time the Browns owned the number 2 overall pick, Cleveland opted to trade the selection for additional draft resources that stretched over 3 consecutive drafts. 9 years. Later, could history repeat itself? Analyst Christopher Knox believes the Browns are open to that option despite the team owning 10 picks in this year's draft. Knox revealed 2 franchises he believes could make Cleveland an offer they couldn't refuse, teasing that the Browns could pass on Travis Hunter to acquire additional draft capital. The New York Giants and the Patriots, who hold the 3rd and 4th picks respectively, are 2 teams that might be able to secure Hunter at a fair price. Swapping picks with the Giants would still allow Cleveland to take Abdul Carter. Moving to 4 would likely still give them a shot at the top QB not named Cam Ward, or a prospect like Michigan defensive lineman Mason Graham or LSU offensive lineman Will Campbell. Knox said Cleveland would be in line to acquire another first-round draft pick or multiple day 2 picks at a minimum price, in addition to swapping either the number 3 or number 4 pick, Knox added. Some of those picks could be for next year's draft, allowing the Browns to build their war chest for the 2026 process. In 2016, Cleveland acquired the Philadelphia Eagles first-round pick number 8, a 3rd and 4th-round choice that year, a 2017 first-rounder, and a 2018 second-round choice for their 2nd overall pick. Knox linked Cleveland to Hunter with the number 2 pick, suggesting that the Browns value his offensive and defensive skill sets. The analyst concluded that the Browns have the highest pick available because the Tennessee Titans are expected to make Ward the first player selected in this year's draft. And now, Dog Pound fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Dog Pound. I'll be back any moment with more Dog Pound news. Here we go, Brownies, here we go. Woof, woof.